I'ma make a million from scratch. Got it out the hood, put it back. Once I'm OP, I'ma text. I put on my ops in the back. I'ma make a million from scratch. This ain't what you want, send it back.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into What You Heard Spotlight.
Man, we got a fire. Because
Fire.
you know, normally it's just me and you in the middle.
Dude, it's usually just
but as y'all
us.
can see, we got a guest with us, man. We got
sir.
Tyrek in the building, man. What's good with you, bro?
Indeed. Everything, man. Everything. Can't complain.
Yeah, man. So, man, before we do anything, make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment if you are rocking with the content. Now, the reason we got our brother from the Gray Space Alumni Breezeway Management in the building is because he just dropped a fire project.
Yeah, he did, man.
What's that project? Talk to us about the project, man.
Tyrek 3. It's the third to the trilogy. You know what I'm saying? I dropped 1 and 2 previously, you know, and this is the third set. Just kind of completing the sound, kind of completing who I am individually more than ever, more than the previous two, and just a more personal take on, you know, my life. And,
Yes, sir.
You know, the newer vibes that come today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go ahead. You had something?
Oh, I just wanted to say, because I remember our conversation last time we talked
Oh, yeah.
on the podcast, and we talked about Vibe Therapy. I was shocked you didn't name this Vibe Therapy.
Well, that's the name of my, you know, like set label.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
so, you know, I wouldn't name my project
Okay.
after the company.
Okay.
You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Okay. All right.
But
cool.
it is, when you listen to Tyrek, that's what you're experiencing.
Dude, it's a
period.
vibe.
You know
It
what I
is a
mean?
vibe,
Yeah.
and it is such a cool
Yeah.
vibe. And but let's jump into it, man.
Let's jump into it, man. So we got the first track from scratch featuring Hard Body Youngin and Merkums. And I'm going to tell you right now, we talked about it. If you're going to start an album.
Oh, this is how you start an album.
This is how you start an album. You also dropped a visual. So talk to us about this track real quick.
This track is what got it lit. You know what I mean? As soon as I heard the beat, I knew that I wanted more than just me on it, you know? And I was looking for something. I already had it in my mind to get a record with, you know, Hard Body Youngin and, you know what I'm saying, Merkums. Whether I was going to do that separately or together or what that sounded like, I wasn't sure.
Okay.
But when I heard that, I knew that this was something that could, you know, hold all of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so then at that part, it was just about, you know, getting it right, getting all of us together, you know what I mean, with the busy schedules, you know, and so I had to run down on them, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to hold you, you know, I had to run down on Merk, take the studio to him, I had to run down on HB Young, take the studio to him. So much love to those guys for fitting me into their schedule, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it. And introducing me to their fan bases as well, you know what I mean? That's the first official time. So, you know, that's much love, you know, but it was dope, you know, we might have went through 1 or 2 takes with Merk, 1 take with HB, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just boom, boom, boom. You know, everybody's so professional. And yeah, it's dope. Came out great.
Love the vibe of the song, man. Make a million from scratch.
It's dope because I pulled up on HB Young. We was at a show, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I just, you know how artists are. Artists could be finished. You can send them 1 million tracks and get nothing in front of them, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta like, you know, they a lot of artists want shit they can't have. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta like, you know, I know that. You know what I'm saying? Just from being in the game so long. So I pulled up on HB Young. I had like the challenge at the time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up on his charger or whatever. And we sitting there, you know, back to back, just bumping music. So I bumped my shit a little bit louder than his. We both rolling up. He in his whip with P. You know what I'm saying? Rolling up or whatever. All of a sudden he is, I can make a million from scratch.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what the fuck is that?
Straight up.
He's like,
Straight up, bro.
I'm like, some new shit, you know what I'm saying? I just did it or whatever. He's like, yeah. He's like, yo, I can get on that shit. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was planning it the whole time though, you know what I mean?
No, I respect it. You got to do it like that.
I want to touch on something though real quick because you know the hooks on this particular album, and I know we're gonna get through all the tracks here, but God, man, the hooks on here are fire, man.
Across the board,
across the board, man.
Yeah.
Like I just, you know, there's a couple things that stick out to me. Is first of all, you have a consistent vibe throughout this project, which I really do enjoy.
Thank you.
You know, you have variety, but there's a vibe to it, right? And I think that's very, you know, really hard to pull off sometimes.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
is consistently making the same vibe.
Yep.
Through a project,
Make
right?
it connect and.
But then on top of that, you have, you know, these hooks that are just fire, man. And you just said it from, you know, from scratch, you know, making $1 million from scratch, man.
Yeah.
Gosh, dude, I love that.
Yeah, and a perfect example of the hooks being fire is you get into track number 2, Bad Days. Right? And it's I love that what you did here with a totally different swinging of the vibe, with scratch kind of being that more hype, you know what I'm saying? And then Bad Days
comes in, it's like
kind of gritty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So talk
all
to
jokes aside.
Talk to us about this song,
Album
man.
time now.
Yeah.
Bad Days is dope. When I heard that, I was like, that's the one that put that album together for me.
Okay.
So when I heard the track for Bad Days, I said, this is track 2. This is the one that puts it together. The album's done.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't know the words yet or whatever. As far as the hooks are concerned, you know, that's really God, man. I really do believe in God when it comes to the hooks, and that sounds so small, but that's the thing, like, because I won't know what's going on or anything, and I think I won't have anything, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, words just come out and melody just comes out. And the people who are in the room, I'm even looking at them like, you see this shit right now? Like, what the fuck is happening? Plenty fish. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa, and that's what happened with Bad Days. You know what I'm saying? I got on and went straight into the, you know, and I was just like, damn, you know, I got to hurry up and record it because I'll forget it. You know what I mean? It's just like a spark that happens, you know? And that's what happened with Bad Days. I knew it was track 2. I started assembling everything else or whatever because that was the track that was like, all right, boom, whatever's track number 1, this is the one that's going to make them, okay, put them in album mode.
Yeah,
set me aside from everybody else. This was going to introduce my vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, for sure. I think that set the tone for the album, for sure.
Yeah.
Fire.
You know what I mean? And that was just about, you know, the beat lightens up. You know, I kind of jump into a more bouncier rhythm in that. And just, you know, it's lifestyle music. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm proud of this album because I'm talking about my life. And I'm making it relatable in the way that I know I'm talking about your life. I know I'm talking about your life.
Yeah.
I know I'm capturing whoever does listen.
And,
because, you know, we're not special. We go through a lot of the similar things, you know what I mean?
Sure.
As far as, you know, the process between, you know, having life and death, you know what I mean? And, you know, when you put that in just an art form, you know, the world's going to relate to it. You know what I'm saying? If they choose to listen. It just depends on how they can listen or if, you know, if it's, you know, hip to their ears or not. So.
Yeah.
And there's no better example of that than when we get to track number 3. Our favorite track at the Gray Space. Neutral,
man.
That's the one.
That's the Gray Space special right there.
That's the Gray Space special. So we have something dope for you guys because normally we do not have music, but since we got the artists in the building, we're gonna play a little bit of Neutral for you guys right now. Live while we doing it, man. So here we go.
That's what's up.
Stop, go, high, low. I just wanna be in neutral. Vibe, I'm so high. That's alright. I feel alive when I'm in neutral. From a city where they 0 to 100 quickly. Wild crowd, it could
I'm gonna tell you right now, when I first heard the album, I was like, this is that. Like the whole song for me, bro, was like, yeah, that's what you sometimes you just want to just nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, talk about, you know, what you just said about, you know, being relatable. This song is super relatable.
Facts.
You know, just vibe, die. You know, I just want to be in neutral, man.
Hot, cold, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
I love that.
Talk to us about it, man.
So like with the hook, you know, that's what makes it really relatable, you know, because, you know, we want to be in neutral. Nobody wants to, you know, be too excited. You know, be a fucking Debbie Downer at the same time. You know what I mean? Nobody you want to be like in the middle. You know what I mean? And a lot of things in this world can like kind of push you over the edge to where, you know, you lose your cool sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what you want. You know what I'm saying? But then you know, where you know my life comes in at is when I start kicking that verse. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's the things that I'm facing every day. You know what I'm saying? So like my favorite part of the song is like when I get to that part where I'm like, it's hard to be up. Like you try to get dressed and everything. It's hard to be up. These niggas piss in the hole and don't wipe the pee up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, fire. You know what I'm
saying? Like there's no maintenance or nothing to come around and whatever. You just got to deal with it. Shorty might get dressed for prom or something like that. And gotta walk down those stairs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what we had to deal with if she went to prom or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? If you know, that's what we had to deal with, you know what I'm saying, like when I was coming up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's like one of the last bars. So what I described from the beginning to the end to get to that point is like that's the type of shit that make you flip. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Shorty, how could I pick a side? Niggas is steady switching. How can I ease my mind when Shorty is steady bitching? You know what I'm saying? I lash out because you ain't hearing me, or maybe it's the times you weren't there for me. You know what I mean? Like there's a, you know what I mean? Like it might be my reaction or whatever. That's what we're talking about to be neutral.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about why I got there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, but I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna be in neutral.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I got lost in this song, man.
Yeah, you
to
get
be
lost
straight up
in
with
it,
you,
for sure.
Definitely got lost in it, man. Because you know,
one of those ones,
when I always listen to music, it's when you first listen to something, it's new, right? So your ears are like, okay, what's going on, whatever. This song, man, like it played, and then I replayed it, and then like kind of shut the lights out, kind of closed my eyes, and like just got lost in it, man. I got lost in this song, man.
That's dope.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Love it.
So then you have another, and I think what you did so well throughout the project is the transitions into different vibes, man.
That balance.
And you get into Plenty of Fish featuring Frisk Olay. OG Frisk Olay, man, been doing this for a minute, man. Talk to us about this track, because this is totally different than neutral, right?
That was so he could turn the lights back on.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He could turn the lights back on and lighten up the energy.
Yeah, man, that's true, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because Neutral is such a deep track, and I knew it was going to be a favorite if people listen to it. You know what I mean? And Fish is such a different track from the rest of the album, even though it's vibey and everything like that. It's such a different track. It really was a setup, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, really what I did right there was, if people love Neutral this much, whether they like Fish or not, they're gonna end up liking Fish.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I called you last week and I said,
go ahead.
I said, hey man, it wasn't one of my ones.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, coming off a Neutral. It was like, okay, I like this
in the
joint,
conversation,
you know
I said, but Neutral's your favorite? I said, all right. I hung up the phone and I said, give him a week.
Right. it was just like that.
I know how it is. I know how it is when I listen to other people's album and how I've been influenced. You know what I mean? Like some of my favorite tracks on the album, and then the vibe goes into that next track, and it's like, damn, it was perfect the whole time. I understand the artist now. You know what I mean? And really, and you know, just listening to you right now saying that it was such a vibe and it got so deep with Neutral. You know what I mean? That was an insecurity of mine. Like, damn, is it too deep, too early kind of vibe? You know what I mean? Whatever. You know, so let's give him something, you know, that's going to lighten up the mood. That's still going to be, you know, it's lifestyle music. It's still relatable. You know what I mean? But it's fun at the same time.
Right.
You know? And it comes right up off that downbeat from Neutral.
Right.
Know? So, yeah.
And then, so we get into track number 5.
And Frisco skated, by the way. Can I just mention that? Frisco skated on that record.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So beautifully. So, you know what I mean? I was looking for what sound I needed for that second track. And, man, my man just killed that, you know, and came in and, you know, I went to him once again, you know, in his high rise. He got a fly ass crib, you know what I'm saying? In a high rise somewhere, whatever, overlooking the valley with all the mountains and shit.
Nice.
It was fly, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So while he was recording, I'm engineering, I'm sitting there looking out the view, and my man just killed that, you know? So,
fire.
Yeah,
by the way, because this is one of the things on We Do On What You Heard is feature stuff, right?
Okay.
And, you know, features are interesting.
Yeah.
Because if you get the wrong feature, it can not mess up the song necessarily, but it can mess the vibe of what you're trying to do for a project, right?
Totally, man.
And I want to commend you for getting I think you got all the right pieces. I don't think there's one bad feature on here. Like, or I shouldn't say bad. I should say that doesn't fit with this project.
But
because I think everything
necessary
fits.
too, I think. You know what I mean? I think it was, I don't want to do features. I don't like features. I don't want to do songs with people that I can do what you do. You know what I mean? I want to find people that I can't do what they do or bring the vibe that they bring.
Right.
You know, and I also, not just because we're supposed to, you know, people look at Breezeway and be like, yeah, we're supposed to make a song together, an album together,
right,
or whatever. I'm supposed to do a song with Merk. I'm supposed to do a song with HB and everything like that. And I'm like, we don't have to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we don't find that sound or whatever, you know what I mean? I want to stick to my integrity, and I want them to stick to theirs. I'm a fan of them as well. You know what I mean? So it's only if it's natural and organic, you know?
Yeah,
and if I feel it, if I think it's necessary, and if it happens, it could not be what you thought it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can see that too, you know what I mean? But luckily we got everything right, I feel like, on this record. So,
Yeah,
for sure. And
thanks for noticing that.
Yeah, a good example of that, man, is one of your other singles, Sit on My Lap, featuring Calisthenics.
Yeah.
And we kind of dove into it during the interview. One of the things I love about this is that the title suggests one thing, but the actual song is about something very different, right? Your mind says sit on my lap. Okay, this is a strip club joint, you know what I'm saying? But you actually like, you listen to the bars and it's like, nah, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Love this joint, man. Love this joint.
Yep,
Talk to us about it, man.
Yeah, you know, it's really just a vibe, man, for real. You know, I don't want to just say the same shit that everybody else is saying, you know what I mean?
Right.
I want to make it relatable to me, you know what I mean? And me and my cousin was just talking about that. Matter of fact, my cousin's calisthenics.
Okay.
Sit on my lap or whatever, and he's kind of going through a transition now. Like, you know, I don't want to rap about the same shit I used to rap about. I've been doing it for so long. Like, how do I keep it honest to myself now? You know what I mean? I'm like, just talk about what the fuck you go through type shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, one of the conversations I've had before is that, you know, in the midst of everything, we could be in a party and everybody's doing everything. You can control the room and be a host or whatever. But when that time comes, it's like, when you come check in with me, you know what I'm saying? If Shorty come sit on my lap in that moment or whatever and check in with me and talk to me and we talking to each other, we vibing, you know what I mean?
Right.
No matter what's going on in the room, we still connected. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to start that process. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't know how to, you know, tap in with your man, you know what I'm saying, talking to the women out there, you know what I'm saying, and how you can do that is just sit on his lap.
Yeah.
Real quick,
You know what I'm
is there going to be a part 2 to the video?
A part 2, yeah. So there's a part,
because it has to be continued at the end.
for sure. So part 2, is really just about the visual. And the part 2 is Glowy Muchachos video, which is Say Less Part 2 featuring Merkums, and that's already out. So go watch that.
All
that's
right.
Glowy Muchacho featuring Merkums. That's just as dope.
Fire. I did not know that. I've seen both, and I've never put two and two
So
together.
the rest of the video goes into his record, which is already out.
I gotta watch that back to
YouTube,
back.
and you can see what happens to son who's, you know, my shorty in the video for Sit on My Lap. Her man, his story, what happens to him.
Okay, all right. I was like, man, I need the rest of the story.
Okay,
What's going on?
What's going on? We just left you there,
and it's like,
Yeah,
it
for
should
sure.
be continued. I'm like, man, I got to see the
that's
rest of
fire.
this.
I got you. Yeah, we got to figure out where we're gonna put the like the 10-minute video at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah,
That goes straight into it or whatever. Whether that's gonna be my, you know, form or his, whatever. But you know how that go. But yeah. So
yeah, dope. So we get in. Then we get in track number 6. Another one of our favorites here. 11216.
Yeah.
And man, this is. I'm gonna tell you this. Your flow on this is not like any other song on the album. I feel like you chopped.
Yeah.
Like you were very like bar spitter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, spitter.
I really feel like, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like you was like, you know what I mean?
Man,
You was chopping.
Yeah. All right,
And then the hook, again, vibey, relaxed, but then it's like turning the homies and you know what I mean? It's like,
You know what? Since we're here, why don't
yeah, you know what? I'm not doing it no service. You know what I mean? Let's listen to 11216.
The crib, this is how we live. In the 11216. Y'all learned everything I know right on the app. Shorty like a nigga style, I don't get gas. Bet she love me in the summer when it's lit. Back at the crib, we in the 11216. From where we keep the beef alive, flows I'm turning to homies. And niggas die with hoop dreams, never turn into Kobe's. All our pops, they living single, never turn into Obies. And all the friends I grew up with, and somehow turned into Cody's. Session in the staircase, peep the handshake. Girl, you good, but your man's ain't, and that's what dad's sick. Fuck a waffle, need that pancake, no squares in my circle. Make that money coming early like
Fire, dude.
Fire, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Man.
Thank you so much.
And you said possibly a visual to this as well, right?
Oh, it's already shot.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's already shot.
It's already shot.
That's right. You did.
I just came back from New York.
When you did it when you were in New York. That's right.
Yeah,
Nice.
Woo!
yeah, it's already done, man. I'm so happy for that record because everyone just loves it. Like they have like this, like that's just the angel of the album. You know what I mean? Like that's that's everyone's baby. You know what I mean? And I like it because it was a scary record for me to do. I'm not gonna hold you, you know?
Okay.
Cause I'm singing and shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm transitioning, I'm doing a whole bunch in that record. So it's like, okay, Ty, who you think you are? You know what I'm saying? Kind of vibe even for me, you know what I mean? But that record really comes with just me being confident in myself and just finally being confident in my own life, you know what I mean? And realizing that nigga, the shit you've been through is very interesting. Not only that, dangerous as fuck and wild as hell.
Yeah.
So tell your story, young man, you know what I'm saying? And so, tapping into that spirit, 11216 came out, just thinking about the shit that was in front of me, And that's really the whole album, you know what I mean?
So they got
hoop
dreams. They never turn into Kobe. So I was like,
but you think about it, like, you love it. Like, and you're not from there.
Right.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I can't wish for that.
Right.
Everybody can technically skip that one if they want. Like, I ain't from the 11216.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But everyone who loves it is not from there.
Right.
You know what I mean? They love it more than back home. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's crazy because it's one of those vibes that you just gotta like. It's like what everybody else is looking for everywhere else in the world, and it's not necessarily a vibe yet in New York even. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm taking that worldly kind of spirit, just that that thing or whatever, and I'm bringing it to my block.
There you go.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
So then we get into track number 7, Gumbo.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this joint.
Gumbo's for the kids. I love that.
Yeah.
Gumbo, shout out to New York, you know what I'm saying? We wavy again. You heard? You know what I'm saying? The West Coast, y'all been beating our ass for a minute.
Yeah.
When it comes to the weed game
and
and marijuana and everything for a very long time. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So just back, within the past year or so, you know what I'm saying, I'm back home or whatever. And, you know what I'm saying, I'm with my peoples, you know what I'm saying, from my building or whatever, my family. And I'm, I got shit from out here, you know what I'm saying, and I'm rolling up, I'm talking my shit. Y'all niggas don't smoke like I smoke, whatever, whatever. And my man's like, yeah, all right, bro, what about this? What you think about this? And I'm looking at this, I'm like, nigga, this shit ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, yo, roll it up and smoke, you know what I'm saying? So I roll up, smoke, you know what I'm saying? When I tell you that's like one of the best buzz ever. I'm like, yo, what is this called, bro? I went to go find him in the party. I was like, yo, what is this called, bro? He's like, Gumbo.
Fire.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That Gumbo, you know what I mean? So who got that Gumbo? That was just, like I said, God creeps in the room, you know what I mean? When I start making the hook and all of a sudden, who got that Gumbo? Because that was on my mind, you know what I mean? And it just stuck or whatever. And I didn't even take it serious, But like, when I'm playing shit and people getting in and out of the car, that was a record that everybody just attended to. Like, you know what I'm saying? They heard, because if you can hear the demo to that, it's nothing but like really mumbles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they just heard the melody that I was going to or whatever, So I knew that the kids was going to love it. I knew it was something to turn up to, get energy to. It was been vibey the whole album. Right. So just right before I close, I need to punch them in the face one more time. You know what I'm saying? And before we close it out with something deep again. And that's what that was for. You know what I mean? So
I love that story.
Something to lighten up. I still kept it relatable. To my life and everything. But that's one for the performances right there.
Yeah, might need to find some Gumbo.
Yeah, for real. It ain't nothing to do with the food, but that's what you think, right?
Yeah,
you know
right.
What I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
That's one thing, and then
So then we close it off, man. And
what a good way to close
what a great way.
What a good way to close a project, dude.
Man. And before we get into it, Dice Game Champ, track number 8, last track on the album. Yeah. We're gonna give you guys another listen because this is another one of our favorites here too, man. So here is Dice Game Champ from Tyrek's 3.
Yeah.
Now you call the dice. Yo. Funny nigga. Just mind over. Watch this. Give me that.
I've been against all odds my whole life, and I still kept it official. Dice game champ, bet on myself before I take those chances with you. I took those risks, took those hits, please, I don't wanna do this with you. Bet on myself, I can't lose. Bet on myself, I can't lose. I still kept it official. Dice game champ, bet on myself before I take those chances with you. I took those risks, took those hits, please, I don't wanna do this with you. Bet on myself, I can't lose. Bet on myself, I can't lose.
Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go.
Still chasing better things. Skip the easy route for integrity. Still in the field, you just second string. Yeah. My nigga got shot, we was pulling hard. Was just some young bulls on the boulevard. Playing CeeLo like it's Goody Mob.
Yes.
Man, I love it, man. You know what? I
bet
love
on
it.
myself, I can't lose. I was like, yeah,
I love it. I love it.
yes.
Yeah.
You know what, man, and to kind of say, you know what you were saying, and everybody goes through the same things, and if you bet on yourself, you can't lose. You know, and I can't say it enough how good the vibe of this is, and then you
sure.
end off on this track, and it's such a good way to end this project because it's like a high note that it leaves you on.
It does.
And then it's like, oh, okay, wait a second, I want to run it back. Let me go all the way back through it again.
Yeah,
you know, it's
totally.
like that good rotation.
It
that's
really
in
is a
there.
high note, yeah. And serious at the same time as being a high note, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people's high notes got that fake kind of voice to it, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
like that, you know, animation to it to let you know it's a high note. Or maybe even how perspective is, you know what I mean? Bet on myself, I can lose. That makes you relatable to you. But if I was
Yeah.
sitting there saying, if you bet on yourself, you can't lose, you might not listen to it the
You
same
might,
way.
right.
You might
That's
be like, this
true.
motherfucker think he know everything.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
Stuff like
very
that
true.
or whatever. So,
Dope.
you know, like to end on a high note and to make it relatable to myself and everyone else, you know. And it takes the verses to do that, like you said. Like, you know, you have a hook for one reason and you have the verses for another reason. And you tie them together, but it can serve its own purpose at the same time. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Yeah.
can be more particular about what I'm saying in this verse, you know? And at the same time, keep it relatable, like what you just played. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I skipped the easy route for integrity, you know? You
Yeah.
know, I'm still in the field, you just second string. Like,
Fire.
I love shit like that because it's like everything doesn't have to be a metaphor, you know. But I'm influenced, you know, and you know, I've lived through the metaphor era. You know, I've lived
Right,
through
right.
before that to where, you know, it wasn't about metaphors and it's just storytelling. I've lived through, you know, the mixtape Wayne era and the, you know, Drake era and everything that, you know, it takes. And then when you hear my album, you know, it's like the perfect blend of all of that. You know, I
Right.
can kick a metaphor while still giving you a jewel, while still keeping it fly, while still,
Facts.
you know, playing CeeLo like it's Goody Mob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 dice, baby, you know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah.
whole different game, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's particular, it's culture, it's regional, you know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
But if you relate, it's like, yeah, motherfucker, you
Yeah.
know what CeeLo is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Facts.
So,
Right.
No, and I love that
I
you
love
let
that
it breathe
that-
throughout the track. You know what I
That's
mean?
artistry right there, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a really good point because we do talk about that a lot too on the show. And you did that with actually quite a few tracks where you let the track breathe. Because sometimes, and there's nothing wrong because you have a couple 2-minute tracks in here, 2.5 minutes or whatever. And I like to bring up time because, not because it wastes your time or it doesn't waste your time. That's not the point. The point is, I think it's so important when artists let the tracks breathe and let it like sink into you, right? So if it calls for being 4 minutes long, 4 minutes, 10, 15, whatever, you know, 5 minutes long, let it breathe, let it go. And I'm so glad that you let certain tracks do that.
Yeah.
You know, and let it takes it and you let those tracks shine.
It takes artistry, it takes development, it takes growth, you know? I think a lot of people, I can tell you're a beginner sometimes because a lot of newcomers shove a garble too much into one bar or whatever, you know what I mean? You don't respect the track. You don't realize that there's more than just you as an artist on the track. There's drums, there's, you know what I mean? There's different melodies. The track is already a song in itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
Right.
liked it before you got on it.
Right,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Right.
So you
Facts.
gotta let those type of things breathe sometimes. And if you're saying something, you don't gotta say much to say it.
Right.
You should be able to just beep,
Boom.
point. If I can say something in one word and you get it, that's
Right.
the best joke ever, or that's the best punchline ever. You know what I mean? In one word, you know what I mean? So if I could do it in 2 words or less, or you know, if I don't have to make it so complicated for people to comprehend, you know what I mean? And if you're just being honest, I think that's where that
key point. Just
if you're
keeping
being
honest with
for
you with
sure.
yourself.
Yeah,
you know,
nah,
as
for
you're
sure.
doing this,
Let that sink in. I don't want to just go to the next bar like, you know, I
Yeah.
skip the easy route for and tech, gritty.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I want that to soak in.
Yeah.
yes,
Is he speaking in a British accent?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Soak
yeah,
that in.
man.
Okay, next bar. Boom.
Right,
You know what I mean? We
right.
back on the groove or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And it helps the groove. It adds another melody. It's an instrument in itself when you let it breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not as corny when somebody says like, "Yo, let it breathe." You know
Nah,
what I'm
but-
saying? Like, you know, that was the introduction to it. Remember when Hov used to say that and stuff like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
And now it's just like it's real music. You
Yeah.
know?
That's a
And
fact.
We respect rap as such. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So
right.
And again, man, this it ends. Put this on shuffle because it gets right back into it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just do it all over
we
again.
spoke about that last time.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do the whole thing all over again and do it again and do it again and
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? LL Cool J status. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's tough. No, I love it.
Hey,
Got that replay value.
yes, sir.
Oh, the replay value, man, is very high on here, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, but you know, to each their own how people consume music, right? And I think we might have touched on that as well. I think it's cool too. Like if you listen to the project and then you're like, okay, I'm definitely going to pull this track and put it into a playlist. I think that's cool too. But
Totally.
I mean, I'm come from the old school age of like you got to listen to projects.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and even if you don't like maybe 1 or 2 tracks for whatever reason, listen to the whole project. There's a vibe to it. There's meaning to it. There's all these aspects to it. You're letting certain tracks breathe, and you're saying certain things. And I think that's super important.
And I mean, the internet is not an artist. The trend is not the artist. You know, this shit that the world is going into is not the artist. We are the artists. We can't like fucking filter all the artists into one narrow ass way
Right.
of doing shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how dare you call yourself an artist? You know what I'm saying? So if we all just start forking out these singles or whatever, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
the same kind of way, like that's not how I work as an artist.
Right.
You gotta understand Fish in the project. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta understand Dice Game Champ at the last record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
understand I'm the
Yes.
fucking champion of those
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
You gotta
man.
feel that. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
it's
sir.
like,
real.
if you
Yeah.
don't feel all of that, you know what I mean, then it really ain't worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? I understand people like Kendrick Lamar for taking those breaks or whatever because, you know, it's not I'm not motivational. What's it? Inspiring to him. You know what I mean? Because everybody's getting pushed into this same thing, and like, especially if you start signing contracts or whatever, you got to do what they tell you to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? But right now, while I'm doing what I want to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it how we want to do it. You know? And when we have these honest conversations like we had before about how to make a project, or you know how everybody's doing a single thing, and you know how it works or whatever, yeah, that's cool. But it's like, man, to be honest to that, it's like, let's make a fucking project. Let's
Yeah.
show 'em where these
Yeah,
songs
let's
are
make a
coming
project,
from.
man. I
You know
love
what I
it.
mean? Like,
I
yo,
love it.
I'm a real guy. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, if I put a song like "Sit on My Lap" out there, and people take me as this strip club guy just from, you know, face value or cover value, it's because they wasn't able to sit there and understand where I'm coming from a life's perspective.
Right.
Once
Right.
you listen to this project, which is a life's perspective at the end of the day, you know what I mean? From scratch all the way to Dice Game Champ. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We start at the beginning, scratch, and we end up as champions. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
At the end of that shit, you know what I'm saying? With everything
Right.
that we've been through, you know what I'm saying? Then run it all back again or
Yep.
whatever. Like HB said, we gonna run it back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta feel all of that in perspective. And if it's out of perspective or out of context, then it's just like, you know, that shit just irks at me as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, we can carry. I can sell you some shit. You want to be sold some shit as an artist, I mean, as a fan or whatever, then, yeah, continue to just be, you know, suck it into that. You know what I mean? But if you're honest to yourself, if you want to hear music that, you know what I'm saying, is honest to your lifestyle and to what you experience in your household, and when you step out of your household, you know what I mean, then listen to this project and support other projects, you know what I mean, because that's what it takes.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Well, everybody, you guys run out there, iTunes, Spotify, just go get this damn album, Tyrek.
Yeah.
3. Let them know where they can find you before we get out of here.
My name is Tyrek, Tyrek, you know, So look up all the music under that. You know, the new project is called 3. It's under Roman numeral 3, so you might have to type in I whatever, or just find me. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna, you'll get to me. But
you're easy to find.
Yeah, for sure. On Instagram and social media, I'm Money Reeks. You know, MoneyReeks. And yeah, man, I'm out here. You know Breezeway Entertainment. Shout out to the gang, HB Young, Merc, Glowy, Jay, Zach, the Mac, everybody. Bryce, you heard? We out here.
And we'll link everything. I'll link it down below.
Big billboard gang, you heard?
You got go download this thing. You got to go check it out.
You got the billboard out too. Yeah.
Big billboard gang. You heard?
Yeah, man.
Big moves.
So anyways, you guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, bet on yourself because you can't lose.
Yeah. Facts.
Peace.
Peace.